Morning, Steve Lentini, Lord and Lentini. Training for life and the best, getting better. I had a former customer call me after 5 years, and I had stayed in touch with them occasionally just to say hello to the buyer. And it was $500,000 a year in business, maybe a little more. And they called me after 5 years and said, "Hey, Steve, what are you doing? I said, "What are you guys doing?" They said, "Can you come down and help us find a new supplier? We're not happy with the people that purchased the company you were working for when we gave you the contract to supply us." And so I went down and helped them find a new supplier. And what was interesting is that I said, "Why are you unhappy with who you have? They're a pretty good company." And they said, "Steve, they're switching product around without telling us. They put us at risk because there's certain paperwork we have to have when they change some of the products, like with chemicals. You have to have a SDS sheet." I said, "Okay. So I've got a couple people in mind. Let me start with one." I made the introduction, met them there, because I'm not in that business, right? I'm consulting people and training people, but I'm not in that supply business any longer. And so I brought them to someone I know. I brought someone I know to the potential customer, and we made the sale. We closed the sale. It took a little while. Anything worthwhile in life takes a little effort, right? So it took a little while. We closed the sale, and this is a message for people who lose business too. The company that lost the account showed up. First, what they did is they called the guy and said, "We've got equipment that we own that are in your buildings. We're coming to take it unless you give us back the business." How does that sound? "We'll be there tomorrow." And the guy didn't know what he was talking about, because guess what? They didn't own any of the equipment in the customer. And then the second thing is, about a week and a half or 2 weeks later, he shows up uninvited with a manufacturer's rep at the company's headquarters to call on the buyer without an appointment, completely unannounced. They were just walked out. There was no way that this guy was going to see them. But can you imagine the unmitigated gall of it all, right? Can you imagine the nerve to try to keep someone by, number one, threatening them, number two, then show up uninvited because you're going to get back in there and show them how great you are? Well, it's a little too late. It's a little too late. Plus, when you push at someone like that, now remember, when you push at a future client, there's only one way they can go. They run away from you. That's why it's always good to ask people. Like I did with this particular client who called me. I said, "Why you want to change? They're a good company." And I got all that information from them, the whole story. When you push, they run away from you. And then when they're angry and you push, they really run. And sometimes they'll run you over on the way out. So I've had this happen a number of times in my sales career, where I'd take business from people and then the existing supplier would call up and say, "Hey, how could you do this?" And then they give them a litany of reasons why they shouldn't do it or shouldn't have done it. And it just pushes me. It pushes the new supplier. It cements the relationship. And so I'm always grateful for people who are obnoxious and angry, especially when they're trying to hang on to a piece of business using what I call unimaginable stupidity, right? I think of Forrest Gump, stupid is as stupid does, and that's stupid. Well, there's your minute to win it, folks. Thanks.